So you're thinking about moving to Lynnwood, Washington. Well, in today's video, we are going to tell you everything there is to know about living in Lynnwood, Washington. We're going to jump into my computer, take a look around on Google Maps, show you how close Lynwood is to the airport, to downtown Seattle, and talk about all the great amenities that Lynwood has to offer. We also have some great driving footage of the neighborhoods, so be sure to stick around till the end. And we are going to get after it right now. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Greater Seattle, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you'll be the first to know about the real estate market in Greater Seattle. My name is Jess. My husband Sterling and I are realtors in the area. Our team gets calls and emails every day from people just like you looking to make their move to our area, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're planning to make the move in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We would love to help you make that smooth move to the Greater Seattle area.
Okay, so as we mentioned, we're going to go ahead and take a look at Google Maps and talk about where Lynwood is in relation to the Greater Seattle area. So as you can see on my map, I've zoomed out so that we can get a good idea of what's going on. Now, in the Greater Seattle area, we are surrounded by mountains and water. So first off, just wanted to point out right here, we have the Puget Sound. Here in the middle, we have Lake Washington, and over here we have Lake Sammamish. So that makes this main Greater Seattle area a little bit challenging to get around. I don't know if you can see this or not, but I'm going to go ahead and roughly highlight the Lynwood area. So it's located just at the north part of Lake Washington, kind of where I-5 and I-405 meet. Now, those are the two interstates that parallel each other on either side of Lake Washington. So I-5 is on the west side, and it's going to run north and south. And then I-405 is on the east side, and again, it's going to run north and south. Both of them are going to meet at the north and the south side, and so they are really great options for trying to travel around the lake. Now, of course, if you're trying to get across the lake, you're going to have two options as well. The first is going to be the 520 bridge, which runs east and west, and the other is the I-90 bridge, which also runs east and west. One thing to note about 520 bridge is that it is a toll bridge, so you will have to pay a fee to use it. However, with that means that you don't often run into too much traffic on there. Sometimes it can get a little bit busy, but the traffic usually is moving at a good pace, whereas I-90 can sometimes get backed up depending on the time of day. Okay, so one of the most important things to know is that Lynwood, again, it's at the north end here. And when we're talking about it in relation to Seattle, we are located about 16 miles north of Seattle and 13 miles south of Everett. So it is a good central location on the west side. Now, when we say west side, as us locals often do, that would be anything that's on the west side of Lake Washington, and anything on the east side is going to be called the east side. Pretty self-explanatory, but just thought I would clear that up. And it's mainly when we're talking about kind of Lynwood down to the SeaTac area, and then Mill Creek all the way down to about the Renton area. Anything that is kind of surrounding the lake, we refer kind of divided up as west and east. So just it's helpful to understand this so that we can get an overall view. Okay, so now let's talk about what it would be like if you want to head into Seattle from Lynwood. So again, I'm just going to highlight, we have Lynwood here. You're going to have two main options. The main one is going to be I-5, like we talked about. And depending on the time of day, that can be anywhere from 30 minutes to over an hour, just depending on if the express lanes are open or not, and if it's rush hour or if there's been an accident. Sometimes what will happen is you will take I-5 part of the way, and then you'll hop over to Highway 99 and take that into Seattle. Now, Highway 99 has been around for a very long time. It was here before we had I-5, and so that parallels I-5. So it is a great alternative route if I-5 gets backed up. However, Highway 99 does have a lot of lights, and so sometimes you can get stuck in the stop and go traffic there as well. So it is important to keep an eye on whether you use Google Maps or you use Waze or whatever you use to navigate the city. You'll want to keep an eye on what traffic is doing to find the best route for you. Another thing that's good to know is that from Lynwood, depending on if you're in North Lynwood or South Lynwood, and we'll talk more about that in just a moment, it will take you approximately 40 minutes to get to the airport. Again, that is in good traffic. So depending on the time of day that you're leaving to go to the airport, that's kind of what you can expect. And again, the best route for that is going to be hopping on I-5 and heading all the way south. Down at the bottom of my screen, you can't quite see it, but it's just south of where my screen ends. That is where the airport is located. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and clear my screen off and we're gonna zoom in. But as you can see, Lynwood is a great central location on the north end to get around the lake. Again, you can go easily access the east side by hopping onto 405 or access the west side by using I-5 or Highway 99. Okay, now we are zoomed in and we can take a little bit better look at Lynwood. Now, what is highlighted on my screen is the incorporated portion of Lynwood. And with that, we have around 40,000 residents in Lynwood. However, that is growing. There are a lot of new buildings being built, especially because we have a light rail station that is coming in. It's set to open at the end of 2024. I will show you where that's located in just a few moments, but just so that you understand kind of how big of a population Lynwood has in the city limits, it's around 40,000. However, the unincorporated part of Lynwood, which is not highlighted on my map, and I will kind of show you an approximate area because I couldn't really find a great map that shows the boundaries of the unincorporated spaces. The unincorporated, that's going to be about 20,000 people. So if we're looking at Lynwood as a whole, we're looking around 60,000 residents. So it's a good sized population. Another thing to know is that Lynwood is located in Snohomish County, whereas Seattle is located in King County. And I'm going to go ahead and bring up my marker again and show you approximately the boundary. So approximately right here is where, and I'm not gonna get that 100% right, but approximately right here is where we are looking at the border in between Snohomish and King County. So one important thing to note is that when you are located in Snohomish County, you're gonna have lower property taxes than if you live in King County. So that is one advantage, is that you're not too far away from downtown Seattle and all those amenities, but you don't have to worry about paying the higher taxes that you do when you live in Seattle. And so that could be an added benefit. Okay, so unincorporated Lynwood is, and this is going to be rough, but it kind of runs up a little bit further north and kind of comes over down in this space here. And there's a little bit out around here as well. Again, this is a very rough drawing, but just to give you a better idea of how big it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom in even further and talk about some of the great amenities that Lynwood has to offer. So Lynwood is home to Alderwood Mall, which has actually changed its name to simply Alderwood. And that has 157 stores as well as restaurants. It has, most of its stores are located in an indoor mall. However, it does have some great outdoor shops as well that are great to walk around, especially when we have decent weather or in the warmer months. And we'll go ahead and zoom in just a little bit more to show you some of the other amenities. So as you can see, we have Costco, we've got Home Depot. Here we have Alderwood Mall right in this area. There's also a movie theater right here, AMC Alderwood Mall Movie Theater. That's a great place to go and catch movies. Nice big theater. We also have Target and Kohl's, Best Buy, Nordstrom Rack. We have a Whole Foods Market. So as you can see, again, on the north end where I-5 and 405 intersect, we have just this great hub of shopping and easy access because you have I-5 and I-405. Now, another important road that has a lot of amenities, there's actually going to be two more in Lynwood, and one of them is going to be 196. Let me go ahead and pull up my marker here. So 196, we just talked about Whole Foods Market. But you can see that is going to run kind of east and west. We've got Whole Foods right there. And all of this along here is also going to have a lot of commercial space, a lot of great shopping, a lot of great restaurants. Just a lot of what you need to do and access is right along that 196th Street, along with all of the great amenities at Alderwood. So before we talk about the other main road in Lynwood that has a ton of great amenities, let's go ahead and show you where the future light rail station is going to be. Okay, so here, right here at the Lynwood Transit Center Park and Ride, this is going to be a future light rail stop, and it is slated to be finished towards the end of 2024. Of course, that might be pushed into the beginning of 2025, but once that happens, it will make commuting into downtown Seattle or just further south on the I-5 corridor much easier. Right now, there are great rideshare opportunities from the Lynwood Transit Center if you need to head south on I-5 for daily commuting. However, once that light rail station is in effect, that will make things much easier and will provide transportation for many, many more people and be more convenient. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the other main road through Lynwood that has a lot of great amenities. So we're going to look at an overview first, and then I'll zoom in and point out a few of the things. So it is going to be Highway 99, which we already talked about how it parallels I-5. And it is, as you can see, running right through Lynwood, heading north and south. You also have a Costco Business Center, which is great if you own your own business. It has more business tailored things, less food items. However, you can find some good deals there. So if you're ever interested and haven't checked out a Costco Business Center, be sure to do so. But if you want a regular Costco, again, you're not too far away because it is right next to Alderwood. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and zoom in just a little bit more. So there's just so many great amenities on that Highway 99. You've got restaurants, you've got PetSmart, you got Harley Davidson, again, that Costco Business Center, Hobby Lobby, you have this little area right in here. You've got Sprouts Farmers Market. Across the street, you have Trader Joe's. You have Lynnwood Bowl and Skate, Lexus of Seattle, Quality Auto Center, El Antojo, which is a great Mexican restaurant, by the way. If you're in the mood for that, you got to check that out. And you can see that right where Trader Joe's and Sprouts Farmers Market is, again, we have 196, which I talked about earlier. It runs and intersects Highway 99, and that heads all the way down into Edmonds. So again, this is just a great central location with so many amenities in Lynwood that no matter where you live in Lynwood, it's easy to get to what you need. You don't have to drive more than 15 minutes to do anything that needs to be done, which is really, really convenient. Okay, and we'll go ahead and zoom back out just a little bit to give an overall perspective. So Lynwood is part of the Edmonds School District. I'm going to zoom out just a touch more so that we can show you kind of where some of the other areas that neighbor Lynwood are located. Okay, so on the west side of Lynwood, we have Edmonds, that's its neighbor. And what's great about that is Edmonds has an amazing, cute downtown area. You can go walk along the water. There's tons of great restaurants and shopping down there. You can even access the Edmonds Kingston Ferry. Of course, we will do a whole nother video on the great benefits of Edmonds and show you around there, but beautiful water views, beautiful mountain views. It's a wonderful place, and it neighbors Lynwood, which is very, very convenient. On the south end, we have Mount Lake Terrace and Briar. We have Alderwood Manor. We've got Martha Lake and Bothell over in this area, Mill Creek up here. So, and then just north of Lynwood, like we saw earlier, is Everett and Mukilteo. So again, it's just a really great central location. And because it's so central, it has a ton of amenities. So it's very easy to get access to anything that you need in Lynwood. I know I mentioned that Lynwood is part of the Edmonds School District, and I was showing you where Edmonds was and then got distracted, but Edmonds School District is rated as a B+ on niche.com. So that's a decent school system. It's not one of the top, but it's also not a bad school district. So if you're considering whether to do private or public education, you're going to have to do some more research. Specific schools in the Edmonds School District are better than other schools. So I encourage you to do your homework on that and see if it's going to be the right fit for you. And of course, there are always options to do that private education if you would like as well. So while Lynwood has a lot of amenities, It in and of itself does not have a ton of parks or green space. It has a few, but not as many as other areas around the greater Seattle area. But like I said, it neighbors Edmonds, and Edmonds has a ton of parks and a ton of great spaces to go spend time along the beach and by the water as well. So again, because of its location, it's easy to drive 10 to 15 minutes and find a park or green space. You don't necessarily need to have it right in the city of Lynwood. However, one of the great parks in Lynwood is this Lyndale Park. It has a great play area as well as a lot of walking trails. Right here next to Edmonds Community College is the City of Lynwood Golf Course, and there is a trail that goes all the way around. It is about 2.5 miles, and you can walk it. It's great to have walking trails so that you can get outside and enjoy some nature. Another great park is Scriber Lake Park, which also has some great walking trails as well. So overall, Lynwood is a great North End location. It has easy access to I-5, I-405 to get around the lake. It's not too far from downtown Seattle, while also living in Snohomish County, where you can save some on your property taxes. It neighbors Edmonds, which has a lot of great amenities as well. So it's just a great location overall, providing a lot of good amenities in the greater Seattle area. And with that, we hope you enjoyed today's map tour of Lynnwood, Washington. Stick around for some driving footage at the end, and whether you're planning to make your move in 9 days or 90 days, please reach out, give us a call, send us an email. We would love to help you make that move to the greater Seattle area. And until next time, we hope to see you around town.